Hi everybody, today I'm going to show my Amazing Spider-Man collection, everything I have between 1 and 38, all the Steve Ditko era. Number 1 I have here, and number 3 and number 10 I showed in detail on my other video, Attic Finds, so if you haven't seen that, look it up. Number 12, I have an 8.5, bought this on eBay a few years ago, really happy with it. Nice solid book. Matches up pretty good with all the 8.5s that I've busted out of slabs. Really nice spine. Just a tiny little bit of abrasion up there in the corner. Might even be a little higher than 8.5, I don't know, but I'm calling it an 8.5. Number 15, I have it at 8.0. Bought this from a local collector who was going to open his own store one day. Collected for a long time, from the early 60s on, and when he hit 50 years old he decided he was not going to open a store, so he just started selling stuff out of his house. I answered an ad in the newspaper. I went there, and this guy had comic books everywhere. He had them on shelves, he had them in drawers, he had them in his basement in boxes, everywhere. And he was a true collector. He had everything bagged and boarded. I hit it off with him real good. He gave me a good deal on this one. Nice solid book. Tough finding these earlier ones like this in this kind of shape. And it was nice too because I had it in hand and I could really get a good look at it. Next one, number 16, about an 8.0. Only real issues with this one is some Marvel chipping. You can see it right there. And there's a couple little chips out there. A little bit starting down the side there. Other than that, really solid book. I've owned this since the early 70s. I was at a local show, and it was the second day of the show. The show was just about to close, and I had been at this guy's table for about an hour driving him nuts. I was like 12 or 13 years old, and I was humming and hawing like I usually do. I still do that today, unfortunately. A little abrasion up there, and that's about it. And the guy tells me, "Hey kid, you gonna buy something or what? I need gas money to get home." So he talked me into buying this book, and I'm glad he did because I paid a whopping $4 for it. Next one I have at 7.0. Really not sure about the grade just because there's a lot of issues up here along the top. Looks like printing defect. Other than that, the book's pretty solid. I got this on eBay from somebody who was not a comic book collector. Ran across some books and posted them. It's really nice except for the issues along the top. No creases. Opening of the book is really solid. So I'm taking a stab at a 7.0. I really don't know how that would affect the grade up there. Obviously it does, but I don't know what it would make it. Next one, 8.5. I've owned this book for a long time, since the early 80s. Really nice book. Little mark there. Tiny little chip. It has two tiny little creases down there in the bottom corner. Bottom corner here is just a tiny bit of braided. Spine is really solid. No stress whatsoever. Tiny little mark there in his eye. I really don't know what that is. Corner's really sharp. I got that at an 8.5. I usually don't grade something at 8.5 if it's got any kind of creases, but the rest of the book is so nice, I think it's an 8.5. Number 19, I got this at a 6.0. I really need to upgrade this one. Almost bought one a little while ago online, graded at 8.5, but I lost out on it. I usually have a dollar figure in mind, and if it goes over that, see ya. So I'm still hunting one of these down, at least an 8.5. I'd be much more happy with a 9.0, but it's got the staple pulled into the book a little bit there. So I need to upgrade this one. Alright, let me grab the next little batch. At an 8.5, number 20. Bought this one online. Got a good deal on it. Person described it very accurately. This book's very hard to find, at least in my opinion. It doesn't have some kind of tanning on the cover or something going on with the color. But real sharp book. Spine's nice and tight. Very, very minimal amount of wear. little corner abrasion up there. If you find one of these and it's graded and it's got white pages, grab it, because in my opinion it's a hard one to get. 8.0, one of my favorite covers. I know a lot of you guys put up your top 10 favorites. This would definitely be one of mine. Just love the action in this. Spidey upside down, a Human Torch throwing fireballs, and this cover tells you what's going on in a book. Really don't like covers where it's just got a picture of Spider-Man swinging and you don't know what's going on in a book. You have no idea. It doesn't even relate to it half the time. So love these older covers where you can tell what's going on inside the book just by picking it up and looking at it. Nice book, some wear to it. I've owned it since the 70s. No real issues. Just a little bit of spine wear, a little bit of stress there. Tiny bit of abrasion up there. Alright, 7.5, number 22. Bought this one online as a very fine near mint. Yeah, not even close. It's got typical issues with it. A little crease down there in the corner. It's got wear along the spine. Quite a few different areas. And there's something going on inside the book. I can't remember exactly what it was. I think there's a stain on a page or something, but it's a decent book, but it's nowhere close to a 9.0. Yeah, you win some, you lose some, right? 23, I've owned this one since the 70s also. I think I got this at a 7.0. It's got a little corner crease down there. Some issues down there. Really solid though. Another great cover. A little abrasion up there in the corner. Next one at 7.0, number 24. Bought this one online from somebody who wouldn't really give a grade. He just called them awesome or beautiful or something like that. So I guess this is an awesome book. It's alright. Got a few issues with it, usual. Spine stress and little corner dings and stuff. Alright, one of my good buys. I bought this at a local show from a dealer I really like and trust. He always grades things really tight. He had this at an 8.5 and I pretty much agreed with him. Really sharp issue, nice colors. Not too many issues with it. Tiny little abrasion down there, a little bit of spine stress. Nothing major going on. Nice corner up there. Next one, 7.0. Owned this one since the 60s or 70s, early 70s I should say. Nice book, just has some general wear to it. Along the spine the staples are offset a teensy bit. They're in towards the center of the book about, I don't know, what, a quarter of an inch or so, which caused a crease to run up and down when they open up the book and read it, but that's what you're supposed to do with a comic book, so. Story on that one. Next one, 7.0, number 27. Oh, this one just about as long. Has some creasing up in the corner there. A few marks down along the spine. Nice book. Alright. At about an 8.5 or a 9.0. Number 28, we all know this is really hard to find a good high grade. This one's in Mylar, so I think you might be able to see me in the background there. A few little nicks there along the open edge. Really nice spine. Nice book. Really happy with this one. A little bit of abrasion up there. I'm not sure about this one. It's in such nice shape that I'm kind of wondering if it was pressed or something was going on with it. But I've looked it over a couple of times and I don't see any color touch or anything funky going on, at least that I can detect, but still a very nice book. 6.0, number 29. I need to upgrade this one. Main issues are along the spine. There's a little color loss there and some general wear. Next one, number 30. Bought this online, also as a very fine near mint. Again, not close. Nice book, nice solid book. A little bit, a little fold there, crease rather. A little bit of creasing down in the corner, somewhere up and along the spine like usual. There's a little bit of creasing and stuff along the top. Not a bad book, but not a 9.0 with it. Not even close. All right, last bunch. CGC'd at 8.5. I was happy with this one. As you can tell, I crack them all out. I actually read them and look at the pages and all that stuff. Old school, I guess. A little bit of wear down the open end there. Red cover though, really hard to get in higher grade. Maybe 2 or 3 little creases along the spine. There's one right there. Another one there. Tiny little dent up in the corner, but nice solid book. 8.0, number 32. I bought this from Showcase New England quite a few years ago, probably about 10 years ago. Nice book. Really solid. The only issues with the book are the little tiny bit of spine stress, but the upper staple has been kind of pulled into the book. You see it right there, so I imagine that's why he marked it at 8.0, so I agree with that one. 9.2, I have this one at number 33. I've owned this one since the early 70s also. Really nice book. I see this one in high grade a lot. Really nice book. Little abrasion there. Beautiful spine. Tiny little abrasion up there. That's it for the whole book. 8.5, number 34, one of my big disappointments. CGC'd at 8.5. When I got this one, I look at it in the slab, say, yeah, it's really nice, looks like an 8.5. A couple little minor things wrong with it. Really solid. Very happy with it. And then I crack it out of the case, open it up, and there's a name written across the top of the splash page in pen. So I wasn't very happy about that. I emailed them and asked them why it wasn't on the label. And they said, well, we only note that if it's on the cover. And I emailed them back and said, well, that doesn't make any sense. I've seen plenty of labels that say name written on pen in the first page, or 2-inch tear on page 7, something like that, and then nothing on this one. I think they just screwed up. Another 8.5, number 35. Nice book, CGC'd. Pretty sharp, hard one to get because of the blacks. Some issues with this one on the inside too. I'm going to make another video and open this one on number 34 up and a couple other ones and show you some stuff in detail. Next one is probably about a 9.2. I've owned this one for a long time. Number 36, really sharp book. Sharp corners. Very, very little amount of spine stress. Really nice book. Staples are nice and tight. That one's a winner. 8.5, own this one since the 70s also. Bought both of these from a local store. Real nice book. No major issues with it. Very solid 8.5. And the last one I have at 9.0, number 38, bought this one online from a guy who was not a comic book dealer, just ran across a large collection and bought it and posted the whole thing at 99 cents a piece. I think I got this one for about 50 bucks. Really sharp, real nice spine, almost nowhere to speak of. Only issue with the book is there's a little mark there. It's either a 4 or a Y, or it just happens to be some kind of mark with a pen or a pencil. Very faint. I got it close up here so you can see it pretty good, but real sharp book. I was really happy with that one. Alright, I'm going to do another video. I'll go from 39 up. Thanks for looking. Take care.